Before I even start this video, I have to give a big thank you to all of you out there who have watched and who have subscribed to my channel. We just hit 100,000 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. It's only been a little bit over a year since I've been consistently uploading about one video per week, and I never thought at that rate that I'd be at 100,000 subscribers, and here we are. You guys add a ton of value to this channel. I have some of the best comments on YouTube. You guys are always offering your advice and your suggestions and asking the best questions, which definitely help the entire community out. I think it's so cool that I'm able to share my passion, something that I've been doing for a very long time with such a massive audience from not only around the United States, but from around the entire world as well. So thank you guys so much. I'd also like to quickly thank some fellow YouTubers. This is kind of a tight-knit community here on YouTube, at least in the automotive segment. So Matt from Warp Perception here in Chicago, we've done some videos together. He's helped me out a lot with filming and editing stuff. And then also Sam Crack in Florida, although we've never met in person. I think we talk every other day now and just kind of bounce ideas off of each other. He's been a great help. And lastly, Freddie Hernandez, you guys know him as Tavarish. He's been kind of a big influence since day one to certain aspects of my channel. He's been a big help as well. So thank you to the YouTube community. And also, if you guys want to start your own automotive YouTube channel and you need some advice, I'd love to give back. I'd love to help you out as much as I can. So send me an email at legitstreetcars@gmail.com. I'd also like to thank my mom, my producers, God, I'm just kidding. Let's get into this video. I'm gonna give you guys an update on all the cars. We're gonna talk about some channel updates, and we're also gonna talk about some cars I might be selling and a car that I might be buying. So we've had a ton of new subscribers on the channel lately, which is awesome, and I kind of wanted to bring everybody up to speed on the cars that are featured on this channel. So I'll tell you guys where they're at right now and some future plans. And of course, we have to start with the car that I've had for the longest by far, and that would be my 2001 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. I bought this car when I was 18. I'm now 34, and it is highly modified to say the least. I've had every single nut and bolt out of this car multiple times, and the theme for this car has always been very simple and always the same, which is a no special instructions kind of car. I wanted a car that I could build that would be really fast, but at the same time I could hand the keys to my 67-year-old mom, and she could drive it and not know the difference between this one and a stock one. So this car retains all the factory options like air conditioning, a back seat, and a radio. It drives practically like stock, but it produces 853 wheel horsepower and has run a best quarter mile time of a 9.7 at 141 miles an hour. Oh, and if you guys are ever wondering what this massive poster looking thing is on my wall, that is my first 9-second time slip that I ran in this car. I had been stuck in the 10s for what seemed like forever. So when I first ran a 9, it was a 9.9 at 138. My buddy's dad, who works at like a poster shop, was able to blow it up into this massive thing. So that was really, really cool. I get asked that all the time, and that's what it is. It is a massive time slip. Now, if you guys want to learn more about any of these cars, I'll link some playlists down below. So for the Trans Am, you can see this thing running a 9 at the quarter mile drag strip the way it sits right now, except for those 17-inch drag radials. It actually kind of can pop the front wheel off the ground like an inch. And you can see some dyno videos, some build videos where I show you guys the engine and the turbo and all that good stuff. But yeah, this is a car that I don't think I'll ever get rid of. I just don't see any reason to. Right now where the build is, I'm very content with it. I really don't have any plans of doing much with this car other than just enjoying it. So let's move on to something that we have a lot of plans for in the near future, and we've already done a ton of work to, and that is of course my 2003 E55 AMG. So something you'll notice right away is this does have the E63 front bumper and grille. I blacked out the chrome trim on the headlights, replaced the lenses. We have 19-inch Niche Targa wheels. Recently it was ceramic coated and paint corrected by Chicago Auto Pros. The car looks absolutely brand new, although I did drive it in the rain for like 50 miles, so it's kind of dirty at the moment. But also we replaced the ugly factory steering wheel with this guy right here, flat bottom Alcantara, big old paddle shifters. It looks awesome. And there is a 5 or 6 part build series that'll be linked down below where I replace this supercharger pulley, put a couple heat exchangers on it, a throttle body, methanol injection, and then we brought it to the dyno where it put down about 500 wheel horsepower. So my plan here in the next few weeks is to go to the quarter-mile drag strip. I have some drag radials on the wall here. These are actually wheels off of a 230 chassis SL 500 or 550 or whatever they were, with some Mickey Thompson drag radials. And I plan on running a mid 11-second quarter mile with this car. And of course, just like the Trans Am, nothing is sacrificed. It drives and runs totally like stock and brand new. It's an amazing car, something I've wanted since I started at the dealership for Mercedes as a technician when I was 18 in 2003 when these cars first came out. So it only took me, what, about 14, 15 years of depreciation to finally buy one, but it is mine. I love this car. No plans of selling it or anything like that. So stay tuned for a track video on the E55 very soon. Next up, we have the cheapest car that I've ever bought and what I believe to be the cheapest AMG car that's ever sold. At least one with a clean title with no real crazy story. It ran and drove. It wasn't smashed or anything. It's exactly the same way you see it now. I have never even washed it. So this is exactly how I bought it for $200. It was a totally normal deal. Obviously, I'll link all the videos down below. But this thing cosmetically is kind of a basket case. It's had 10 owners. It's filled up with Bondo in a lot of different places. Like, I even need to knock on this. Look at this crack right here. It's got some holes in the floorboard and whatnot, but other than that, you guys would be blown away at how awesome this car drives. You can go 100 miles an hour, let go of the steering wheel, it goes perfectly straight, and the engine runs as smooth as glass. The engine runs so smooth that I'll be spraying this with about 100 shot of nitrous and bringing it to the quarter-mile drag strip around the same time as we'll be bringing the E55. So I've done some videos testing out the 0-60 on this. It's been on the dyno to check the horsepower of an engine with 179,000 miles, and overall it's performed awesome. The transmission shifts perfectly. I've done some repairs on it, which are also in some videos that I've made, and I just love this car. It's so cool to drive it around because you don't owe this car anything. It was only $200, so if it breaks, if it blows up, it doesn't matter, and you've just had a blast with it. So yeah, the C43 is a car that I like a lot, but I do think that this fall the C43 will be up for sale, or I might do some kind of giveaway raffle thing. I haven't decided yet, but I do need to make space for some potential new cars, which we'll be going over here in a minute. But yeah, that is the C43, the world's cheapest AMG car. All right, guys, so it's starting to rain, so we're gonna wrap this up. That is my daily driver 2013 Chevy Volt. I've made a couple videos on that, but it's just kind of a boring daily driver that never uses any gas. Although I did perform an experiment where I ran out of the electric charge and the gas in the tank because that has a gas backup to see what would happen, and it's actually pretty cool. So we'll end this with my latest purchase, which is my 2005 C55 AMG. This is a really, really rare car. They didn't make too many of these. They were only made for 2005 and 2006, and this has the 5.5 liter V8, and I bought this car to kind of fix up. I started a series called Sorted on this car, and I show you guys a bunch of repairs. So most recently, we did the brakes on this car, and I show you how easy it is to replace the brakes on any super high performance car with a fixed caliper or Brembo caliper type of braking system. So I do have some wheels coming for this car. I actually had a set delivered and they didn't fit, so I'm kind of working on the details for that, but I hate these wheels, as you guys probably know, so we will be getting rid of them. But this car has 150,000 miles. I paid $7,000 for it, and the interior is practically mint. The exterior is in excellent condition. I just had this front bumper resprayed, so we have to put the marker lights in and wrap that up, and then this car is done. So let's go in the garage. I'm going to show you some future modifications I have for this car. They're actually coming up here in a video very shortly. So far with the C55, we've fixed about 6 different oil leaks on that car. We did the brakes, obviously. We did a tune-up, and up next, I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the control arm bushings or thrust arm bushings. These are the factory bushings, and this is something awesome that I can't wait to show you guys. guys. These are different aftermarket kind of high performance bushings that FCP is selling with the entire thrust arm. So we'll get more into that in that video, and I'm going to show you how to do these very easily with a hydraulic press and with a manual press that you can buy, and it makes doing bushings super easy. Something else that I'll be getting into, you guys saw the ceramic coating video on the E55. I have a really nice Rupes, I think they call it, polisher coming in the mail right now with a bunch of different pads and compound and whatnot. I'm going to do a full paint correction on the C55, and then Armor Shield came out with a new ceramic coating, so this actually has a little bit more scratch resistance. So I can't wait to show you guys kind of what I've learned in the detailing world, and I'll try it out on the C55. Let's hope that it works out well. And also comment down below, I had kind of a funny video idea. I want to coat part of the C43 that's painted with this stuff and then test out the scratch resistance. So we might get a little extreme with that, see how far you can go with ceramic coating until it scratches. So let me know if you guys would like to see a short kind of fun video on that. So let's go over some future stuff that's going on with the channel in general, and then we'll talk a little bit more about some cars that I might be getting here this year. Coming soon for the Legit Street Cars channel is some merchandise, and this is something I've been working on for quite some time. The guys over at InChain Designs, they're the company that does a lot of custom wraps and everything for Street Speed 717 here on YouTube. They also design logos and t-shirts and all sorts of cool merchandise. So they helped me out with the logo for the channel, which you guys have seen, and I had them kind of put it on a t-shirt. So we have some of these t-shirts coming in. I'll be listing these up for sale, and also they're gonna act as kind of my uniform on this channel, because if you guys haven't noticed, I'm always wearing either just a plain black t-shirt or something that says Chicago. I really never know what to wear when I make videos on YouTube, so this will solve that for me. It'll be my uniform. Also, we have some merchandise coming as well in the form of a key tag. I just wanted to start off with something basic, and this is an idea that I've had for quite some time, which is to take the chassis number of the Mercedes that I own, add in a little bit of AMG flavor, and turn it into a really nice basic key tag that people would actually want to buy. It's nothing bulky and heavy or weird. So at first, these are going to come out as the 211 key tags. So this will cover your E55 and your E63. There's just the chassis numbers. Every manufacturer uses a more technical chassis number, and that's what Mercedes does. But if these become popular, if you guys are interested, I can have many different chassis numbers made, also some different makes like BMW, Audi, whatever you guys want. So really excited about the merchandise, and I'll be launching a store on LegitStreetCars.com, which isn't live just yet. So you can purchase these items. I'll also be writing some articles in some of these videos. So very excited about that kind of stuff coming to the channel. Now let's talk about cars in the future. Now the C43, I definitely think this is going to be the last year with the C43. So sometime in the fall, I will be putting that up for sale, possibly doing a raffle giveaway. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet, but I do need to make room because I want to buy a newer AMG car, but something that is broken. I kind of want to hop on this buying a rebuild project type of car and utilize the skill and the knowledge that I've acquired over the many years of working on these cars to fix one up for cheap. So this might be like a C63, like a newer one, an E63, something like that. And what I'm looking for primarily is something with a blown up engine, maybe a flooded car that hydro locked. Auto Vlogs C63 would have been perfect if it was still around. But I'm not totally against a car that's wrecked. That just isn't my area of expertise just yet. So if you guys see anything out there on the auction block or on Craigslist, let me know for sure. It has to be something newer. So if it's in the world of Mercedes, it's got to be at least the bi-turbo 5.5 liter engine. And we got to pause for a quick second. My buddy Ian has convinced me while I was editing this video to keep an open mind to the naturally aspirated 156 AMG engine. This is an engine I haven't always been a huge fan of, but after talking with him, I think it would make a cool option as well. Buying a car equipped with this engine would save me a little bit of money that I could put into possibly a supercharger or something along those lines. So if you guys find an E63 or a C63 with the 156, I would consider that as well, as long long as the car is interesting. So maybe it's got a ton of miles on it, maybe the engine's blown up, the transmission's blown up, it's been in a wreck, something along those lines, something that would be fun to follow along that I can make a bunch of videos on. With that being said, let's wrap up this video. I want a car with that engine, and then after I fix it, I'm gonna probably modify it, as you guys could probably imagine. And that is about it, guys. That is what's going on with the channel. I really hope you guys have been enjoying the content. Like I said earlier, we had 100,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I'm so thankful for all of you guys out there. And as always, I'm always looking for more suggestions for video ideas. So send me an email at legitstreetcars@gmail.com. If you want, just send me a picture of your car with a story. Tell me about it. A lot of guys do that, and I love hearing about the cars that you guys drive as well. So with that being said, I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I'll catch you all in the next video.